Good afternoon, Ravens, and welcome to ONW Now. I'm Jacob Guernsey.
And I'm Lily Beckwith. This week, we'll take a look at last week's annual Imagine Multimedia Festival,
Some highlights from yesterday's tennis match,
and a look at softball's team bow night.
Let's get started.
If you haven't heard yet, ONW sweeped their Imagine Festival last Saturday, losing only one singular pixel to another school. Anna Marie and I have the story.
Last Saturday, the e-communication program held its annual Imagine Media Festival. This year was especially memorable for eComp seniors, as the majority of them won pixels for their meticulous work on their submissions.
So it kind of took me pretty much from last year's Imagine competition to up until the submissions were due this year.
I've basically been working on it since the end of Imagine last year.
However, the design and creation process was not easy.
Getting the scales to look right, because it's really complicated and a lot can go wrong with something that's that patterned, and then also modeling the wings and getting the wings to look right.
A festival highlight for many was seeing the rest of the competition submissions from other schools as well as fellow eCom classmates.
My favorite part, I think, was seeing how the competition changed this year, because just like my category grew a lot compared to last year, and a lot more, there's a lot of entries that were a lot better.
My favorite part about just Imagine in general is getting to see all my friends and classmates. I like seeing their finished projects because they're all so different from each other, and I really like to see all the hard work that they have done pay off too, so that's really fun to see your friends succeed too.
To those who won, the excitement of winning a pixel rewards them for the dedication to their craft.
I was super surprised, but also very excited. I had been really nervous the whole night, so it was kind of relieving that it was over with, but I was overjoyed that I had won.
I would say it is rewarding because you kind of get some recognition for something you've worked really hard on, because usually we just turn it in like a normal class project, and of course your teacher critiques it and stuff and tells you if they like it, but you get to hear from the general public that you've done a good job, so that's really rewarding.
For ONW Now, this has been Anna Marie Struck and Lily Beckwith.
Now for some more homegrown news, your very own robotics team traveled all the way to Liberty, Missouri to compete in the KC Bots tournament, and while no gold was brought home, all the teams competed and destroyed as much as they possibly could. Congratulations to ONW's Ryan Henn for winning second place in the voice classical category for the Johnson County Shooting Stars Scholarship Competition. But he wasn't the only winner from the competition, as Kyson Papke took home first in 3D visual arts. Congrats to both of you boys. Lastly, we would like to congratulate Sam Rinke, Nick Saya, and Libby Fazell for qualifying for state for our very own forensics team. Congrats to everyone's accomplishments.
On May 3rd, your Ravens softball team is hosting Team Bow Night. Be sure to save the date because it will be a very special evening. Jenna Doherty has more on this story.
On Friday, May 3rd, your ONW softball team plays Olathe East for their annual Team Bow Night. The night is to honor Coach Ann LeVar Hash's son, Bo, and his family, whose lives have been deeply affected by a rare genetic mutation.
When he was born, he had some breathing issues, so we went to the NICU. As he got a little bit older, we noticed that he was missing milestones, just not sitting up, not crawling, different things like that. So we started doing more tests to see what could be causing that, and Bo was diagnosed with GNA01, pretty rare genetic disorder.
The night brings the team together in hopes it will continue to be a success and raise awareness and funds for the rare disease community.
That's one of the things that makes it difficult, though, is getting the awareness out there. It's just something that's so unknown to people.
People with special needs, this world wasn't made for them, and so a big goal of mine is to make everything accessible and inclusion and people not uncomfortable or afraid to help other kids with or people with disabilities.
The team does everything they can from the cause, from designing bracelets and hats to going to cheer on Bo at his baseball games.
When he was in the NICU, our favorite nurse said, Team Bo, and that's kind of where it came from. It's been mind-blowing to me how many people care about a little boy that they don't know. That has been something that's really been inspiring, and it makes you see the good in people, and they care so much about Bo and our family, and wear ribbons and their bracelets, and they're proud, and they want to spread awareness.
Last year, the night was a huge success with a split win against the Hawks and the beginning of new traditions, such as Bo's older brother Everett throwing out the first pitch. Come be a part of the cure this year and mark your calendars for May 3rd to show your support for Bo and your Lady Ravens softball team. For Landon Daniel and the rest of the SID team, this has been Jenna Doherty. Now back to the desk.
Now let's hit the whoa and send it over to Katie for Game Day Northwest.
What's up, Raven Nation? I'm Katie Hughes, here to bring you the update on all our spring sports. First up, Lady Ravens softball. On Tuesday night, the softball team was at Seaback to battle it out with the Lions from Lawrence High School. Behind a home run from JoJo Richards, a solid pitching performance, and a Mercy Rule walk-off double from Krista Boshin left the way to a 13-3 victory. The Lady Ravens had Shawnee Mission East tonight for part 2 of a 3-game week. Good luck, ladies. Last night, the Lady Ravens soccer team competed against the Shawnee Mission Northwest Cougars. The girls brought the heat from the start of the game, scoring within the first 5 minutes. Goals were scored by Barman, Carr, Hake, Hiraki, and Klusman. With Spurgeon shut out, the Lady Ravens ran away with the 5-0 win over the Cougars. The next 2 games are extremely important to the Lady Ravens. First up, a rivalry match with Olathe East tonight at 7. Make sure to be out there and support. On Tuesday night, the Ravens baseball team was at 3-2 to play the Shawnee Mission West Vikings, following their loss to Olathe West earlier this week. Despite 5 shutout innings from Colton Voss, the Ravens couldn't get on the scoreboard. They had a chance to tie the game in the top of the 7th, but couldn't get the job done with runners on 2nd and 3rd with no outs. The Ravens fell to the Vikings 2-0, but will host Blue Valley Northwest tonight at Seaback. The boys' golf team was busy Monday at the Oakwood Country Club versus 24 teams. Carter Franklin was the top golfer on the roster, shooting a 77 and leading the team to a score of 314 and a 5th place finish. Great job, boys. Saturday, April 6th, the Ravens swim and dive team took 11th out of 19th teams. Their 200 and 400 free relays finished 9th. Gracie Hebert finished 2nd in the 200 and 500 frees, and Jaden Brandstrom took 5th in the 50 and 100 free. Abby King took 15th in the 200 free, and Brooke Elam took 15th in diving. Their next meet is Tuesday, April 16th at Prairie Trail Middle School. The Ravens track team competed in the Olathe Invite at ODAC last Friday. The team made a strong showing with many Ravens taking to the podium. Edwin Orlando Hellman placed 3rd in the 110-meter hurdles. Connor Boyd took home the gold in discus and the bronze in shot put. On the girls' side, Bree Geary placed 2nd in the 400. Lydia McLaughlin finished 1st in the 16-meter run. Maddie Ryder got 1st in the high jump, 2nd in the 100 hurdles, and 2nd in the long jump. The girls' 4x100 relay team of Morgan, Heller, Geary, and Ryder got 3rd. To end the night, the girls' 4x400 team of Geary, Hafner, Fitzwater, and McWashington got 3rd. The Ravens will compete tomorrow at Shawnee Mission West Relays. That's all we've got today. Make sure to tune into our live broadcast of Olathe East versus Olathe Northwest soccer game tonight at 7 on the Raven Daily YouTube channel. Now back to the desk.
The boys tennis team battled the win yesterday to take on Olathe South, Lawrence Free State, and Manhattan. The boys started off strong with Louis Lambert, Joseph Burnham, and Shane McIntosh not dropping a game against South. But they didn't stop there. John Lindsay and partner Lance Ornelas also beat their South opponents. The Ravens then moved on to struggle against the Lawrence Free State, but Alex Burnham and partner Colin Fryer were still able to put up a hard-fought win. The boys tennis team will be back in action Wednesday, April 17th to compete in the BVNM tournament.
With prom being 2 days away, we hit up Twitter and asked for the best promposals. So let's see what we got.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of ONW Now, and remember to check out our Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube channel at ONW Raven Daily.
And be sure to check out our brand new website, theravendaily.com, for all your school news. For Jacob Guernsey and Landon Daniel, this has been Lily Beckwith. We'll see you next week, Ravens.